post, which has been completed, is ready for delivery. What is required now is for somebody to come and drill a borehole there. Unfortunately, the contractor was given the contract to do the borehole can't access that area because of the condition of the bridge. You may have to use an alternative, but it's a further route of going into a completely different ward, crossing and then coming to the other side. My appeal is that I want central government working together with Kasama District Council to look at the plight of the people of Lusenga Ward generally and the people of Kavira Village specifically, because they've been waiting for this product or project to be delivered to them for the longest time possible.
Ms. Esther Mubanga hails from a village called 20 within Lusanga Ward and highlights some of the challenges the bridge poses.
The problem we have here in our village is the dilapidated bridge and the road. Our children face a lot of problems when crossing the Kabila River when going to school. The other challenge is the clinic. The facility is completed, but it's not commissioned. If they open the facility, it will ease the challenges we face as expectant mothers. We cover long distances just to access antenatal services in Mukonge village, which is far from here.
Another crossing point that gives the people of Simbe village sleepless nights during the rainy season is the Simbe Bridge. During the tour of CDF projects in Kasama district, the parliamentary broadcasting crew found the local authority handing over the project to the contractor to commence the works. Ms. Edith Nambeye is head woman in Simbe village. The traditional leader explains the challenges the bridge poses to the community.
Nganshinga chakuti nava vakuishira vana vakwate ichitumbi valapfiriwo kwavushapa.
During rain season, we the people of Simbe village face a lot of challenges when it comes to crossing the stream, especially when it is flooded. During burial, people use a long cut by going around the village, which is time consuming. When it rains, it becomes very difficult for school-going children to cross the stream. We are appealing to the government to work on this bridge.
Just before sunset, the area member of parliament arrived at Kabila Rural Health Facility. He was received by the local people of Kabila Village. The facility is at the tail end of Lusanga Ward. It is completed and was handed over to authority, but is not yet operational due to a number of challenges.
It doesn't have a lot of auxiliary facilities that are required for us to have a fully functioning health facility. So what we have now done is under the 2024 CDF, we have allocated additional funds. This project was for 480 and it was complete. We have now allocated additional funds for water reticulation. So we're supposed to have a bore sunk, we're supposed to have toilets behind so that it can become fully functional. But additionally, if you've noticed, there's no there's no home for a health worker. So even if we finish this project, if we can't deploy, we will not be able to deploy a health worker for us to be able to construct a suit that was going to come here. But a 2022 project was finished in record time, was handed over, to the
Kabila's secretary. institutions benefit, and one such institution is the Lukasha Trade Training Institute. In the recent past, the facility recorded and Mr. Kefas Chitasho is Lukasha Trade Training Institute principal. He explains how the institute has benefited from the Constituency Development Fund in Northern Province.
The coming of CDF, we have seen an upswing of enrollment levels, about 100%. That translates into over the capacity that we used to have. And currently we have now used the underutilized capacity as a result of CDF. A good number of our students have accessed training through CDF. Lukasha TTI is working well with local authorities in the province. That is, can mention like Kasama Municipal Council, Sama, Mporokoso, you can name them. We've also gone as far as Nakonde, Pika to try and work with the local authority in ensuring that we implement the CDF programs that government has brought on board.
Ms. Teresa Kolala is Kasama Mayor. She sets the priorities and goals for the two constituencies in the district, which is Lukasha and Kasama, and ensures effective decision-making. Her worship, the Mayor, guides the people of Lukasha on the right procedure to access CDF grants and loans.
There is a system that has been laid down, and this system begins with zones wherever they are in the ward, and then you meet the WDCs in these various zones. So from your zone you apply, and when you apply, it comes then to the CDFC. Then after the CDFC, then the technocrats, because they are already also in the CDFC, and some councillors are also in the CDFC. Then that is how we should be following it. And I would commend Kasama Municipal Council on one account. We make sure that we advertise. Even this time around, forms are being collected. It is simply because we open our doors and we make sure that we have contact with the community of Kasama district to make sure that they are always in the know. This time around, they even know when, at what period we start giving the forms, and at what period we close, and at what period we make disbursements.
And Mr. Moses Mwelwa is Kasama Town Clerk. One of his roles is to collaborate with stakeholders and identify needs and priorities in Lukasha constituency. He now highlights how various projects are progressing in Lukasha constituency.
You may have visited Lumina Primary School, where we are constructing the 1x2 classroom block with a modern ablution there. You may have visited the John Chikula Primary School, where we are constructing 1x3 classroom block with an ablution block and the water reticulation at that school. And worth mentioning is that we have also procured and distributed 3,000 desks under the 2023 funding to all the schools in Lukasha constituency. Of course, there is a balance of about 2,000 desks, which are supposed to be procured under the 2024 fund.
Mr. Mwelwa highlights some of the monitoring measures the local authority has put in place to ensure that there is quality control on CDF projects being constructed in the area.
The first measure we are taking, for example, this year is that each contract now will have a part-time building inspector. The council has already employed part-time building inspectors to be attached to each project, so that on daily basis there is a representative of the council to ensure quality. At the time when they are mixing the concrete, they are pouring concrete, somebody is there. We are very sure that with that measure we are going to deliver quality services, because that gap which was there will be closed. Then the other thing we have done is that as a council, in-house, we have constituted a team. Of course, the engineers who are supervising the works, they've got the primary responsibility. But apart from that, we have also constituted a multidisciplinary team, which we are calling the contract management team, of people who are not directly involved, but they are serving the purpose of counter-checking what the supervising engineers are doing. So we are hoping that with that second eye or second layer on supervision, we are likely to achieve a quality infrastructure in the district. Also, we are working with other engineers in the district and also from the provincial administration. We have engaged them. We've told them that, look, we don't have enough manpower here. So we are able now to draw engineers from the province and also from other institutions to be part of the monitoring of these CTF projects in order to assure quality. So we are very sure that with these measures, quality will be guaranteed.
Touring the constituency development projects in Lukasha has helped the area member of parliament identify areas that need improvement. He also appreciates the challenges the people of Lukasha face.
I think the trip has been very helpful in getting up to date on an annual basis, of what we're doing in the constituency. I try as much as possible to go around these wards to inspect. It is also allowed us to appreciate the challenges that people are facing in having these projects done in their wards. The major problem, if you've seen, we have identified, is basically the quality of the works. I think I would like to make a clarion call on Kasama District Council as well as on central government, to ensure that when we identify contractors, we pick people that have good capacity, we pick people that are competent, and we pick people that can work within a specified periods of time. Because most of these projects we've been hearing, they've been coming back to us for additional funding because they have not finished doing the work within the space they have set themselves in the application they're going to do. So I think it's a learning curve. We have been giving some of these projects to people that are, for lack of a better term, reckless. They wouldn't want to do the work in accordance with the specifications that they were giving to the council when they're making the application. But most importantly, we need to distance ourselves from contractors who can't finish work or who do so shoddy works like you've seen in some of the projects that they come back next time and say, can I have a project to give him something else? We need to begin to streamline who we can give these works to. We are putting public funds, to use here. We must be accountable to the public to make sure that only people that have got appropriate qualifications.
Regular inspection of CDF projects enables members of parliament to make informed decisions, address concerns, and improve the overall effectiveness of the funded projects. This hands-on approach will ensure that the initiatives genuinely benefit the local community.
Thank you so much for joining us on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio. My name is Matimba Mukua. On 28th February 2025, the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, will update the nation on the progress made on the application of national values and principles. This important address will be broadcast live on Parliament Television and Parliament Radio. You can also follow the address live on our Facebook page, National Assembly of Zambia, and also on our YouTube page. And so to help us understand the significance of this address, I'm joined by Mr. Charles Hambote, the Director, Rules and Procedural Matters at the National Assembly of Zambia. Mr. Hambote, thank you so much for joining us on this interview.
Thank you, Matimba, and it's always a pleasure to be on Parliament Television and Radio.
All right, the Republican President will update the nation on the progress made on the application of national values and principles. What is the significance of this address?
Well, the significance starts from the fact that the President's address emanates from a constitutional provision If you look at our constitution in Article 86, it provides that the president shall twice in a year come to Parliament and address the House. Now, this address will be the second time the president is coming to address Parliament within the parliamentary calendar, meaning within this year. So the significance is that this time around, unlike the last time he came in September, this time around he's coming to update the nation on various issues relating to the national values and principles, which are again enshrined in the Constitution. So this is very important because he is coming to play a constitutional function of updating the nation on these national values and principles.
On the day of the address, what activities take place inside and outside the chamber?
On the actual day when the president will come, obviously the speech of the president is very important because it is limited to the national values and principles. Now, the viewers out there might ask that, what are these values and principles that we keep talking about? So, to begin with, if you look at, again, the Constitution in its Article 8, it lists the various national values and principles. And these include issues like morality and ethics. It includes issues like democracy and constitutionalism, human dignity, integrity, and all those things, sustainable development, and all those things. So the president now, when he is coming to address the House, he is coming to talk about how the three organs of state, these being the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, have worked around these values and principles. The Constitution says in the implementation of these national values and principles, the three arms of government must take into account all these values and principles. For instance, in the interpretation of the Constitution, the president must be able to update the nation how the judiciary has been looking around
report of the Auditor General for the financial year ending 31st December 2023. I wish to assure you, CS and your team, that as you appear before this committee, we extend immunity to you and your team according to Cap 12 of the laws of Zambia, which gives immunity to the members of the Parliament and when they are in the House, as well as committee. This means that what you'll be saying this morning as you present your report cannot be used against you in any courts of law or indeed outside Parliament, to the effect that you do not willfully mislead the committee. Should you deliberately or willfully mislead the committee, the same Cap 12 can be used against you. The committee is, however, comforted that you would not choose to willfully mislead it. Hence, we will ask you to feel free when called upon to make your presentation and during the deliberations. We'll begin our meeting with introductions. You will start, CS, you will introduce yourself and allow your team members to make introductions too. And I wish to invite you to invite yourself. I wish to invite you to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Chair, and good morning, members of the committee, and good morning to the permanent witnesses. My name is Chatiwa Akatama. I am Council Secretary for Lukulu Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Honorable Members of Parliament and colleagues. My name is Shah Christopher. I'm the Director of Engineering Services for Lukulu Town Council.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of this committee. Good morning, permanent witnesses. My name is Divine Tembo. I'm the Director Planning for Lukulu Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. I'm Mabuku Frank Katanekwa, Internal Auditor for Lukulu Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, permanent witnesses. I'm Kaveto Hendricks, Acting Director Finance, Lukulu Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of this committee. I'm Madam Christine Konayuma, Director, Human Resource and Administration for Lukulu Town Council. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of Parliament. I'm Tonga Antoinette, Procurement and Supplies Officer.
Thank you so much. We continue with introductions. The Office of the Auditor General.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of Parliament. Good morning, colleagues. My name is Patrick Mwanamlume Kibipe, Assistant Director, Mongo Audit Office. Thank you.
We continue, Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Lukulu Town Council. My name is Patrick Acheche, Senior Auditor at Mongo Audit Office.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Simon Munyama from the Planning and Research Department, Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning. My name is Luvinda Sinyani from the Office of the Auditor General under the Planning and Research Department.
Thank you so much. Our permanent witness from the Ministry of Finance.
Good morning, Chair and honorable members of the committee. Good morning, Lukulu. My name is Oscar Nyarenda from the Office of the Accountant General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. I'm Benon Mshota, coming from Ministry of Finance under the Office of the Control of Internal Audit. Thank you.
Thank you. Permanent witness from the Ministry of Local Government.
Thank you, Chairperson, and good morning to you and the honorable members of your committee and the Lukulu Town Council. You are welcome to your session. I'm Kazinga Kennedy from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. Thank you.
Thank you. Our permanent witness from the Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you so much, Chairperson, and good morning all. I'm Charles Soko from Local Government Service Commission.
Thank you. We'll start with Secretariat from behind there. You can use the microphone there. The IT.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning. My name is Sarah Mbewe from the Office of the Clerk.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rachel Chileshe from the Office of the Clerk. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, and good morning. My name is Maxwell Chileka from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. Tokozile Chaponda from the Office of the Clerk.
Good morning to you, Honorable Chairperson and other honorable members. Our permanent witnesses, good morning to you. CS and your team, good morning. I am Chirimboy Elijah from the Office of the Clerk of National Assembly, and CS and your team, you are welcome. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you so much. I now wish to invite the honorable members of the committee, starting with the honorable member for Mitete.
Chair, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, neighbor, your neighbor from Mitete, Mutelo Mishak. You are welcome. I urge you to be calm. Just take your time. You are welcome, CS and your team.
Thank you so much. The honorable member of Parliament for Mangango. Honorable Mwene, are you there? The honorable MP for Siavonga. All right. We have 3 honorable members following us online. We can get introductions in-house. The honorable MP for Mufumbwe.
Sorry, Chair. I think you're about 4 online.
Yes, Honorable Mwene, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Thank you so much. I'm surprised you are almost forgetting about your father. Mwene Luhamba, Member of Parliament for Mangango in Kaoma District, that's a neighboring district to Lukulu. Lukulu, you are welcome.
Thank you so much. The
our secretary, and I also want to welcome Elliot Kamondo, Member of Parliament for Mfumbwe constituency.
Thank you. The Honorable MP for Usakile.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning to you. Morning, Secretariat, or permanent witnesses, CSR. Present the good people of Sakile constituency, Kitu and the Copper Belt.
Thank you so much. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa. I represent the good people of Mandevu constituency, and you are in Mandevu constituency, so you are welcome. The Vice Chairperson of the committee and privileged to chair the session today. This marks the end of our first segment, which is introductions. We'll proceed to our main business of the day, which is the presentation of your report. I now wish to invite you, CS, to present your report.
Thank you, Chair. Before I begin, Chair, we have in our possession an addendum, and with your permission, Chair, it can be circulated.
What is the addendum speaking to?
There are items that we felt needed to be added, and they are part of the appendices that are there, and these are just additional information that is required.
Okay, I've been briefed by Secretariat that you have extra information. The extra information is admitted. You may circulate, although I'm told it's some box files.
Additionally, Chair, we have box files.
All right. No, the information is admitted, and as and when members ask, you may circulate. But in terms of the addendum that you wish to circulate now, please go ahead. Madam Konayuma, how are you?
I'm fine, Chair. How are you?
I'm fine. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
And under A, we have budget income and expenditure. Chair, with your permission, I will go straight to management response.
Yeah, please go ahead.
In acknowledgement of the Auditor General's observation, management response is as follows. 1. Revenue collection and national support. The variances in the budget were due to uncollected revenue from locally generated funds and funds deducted from local government equalization funds at source by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. And the table below, which speaks to this. So the first taxes, Chair, the cause of query three, awareness to the local authority. Action taken here is the local authority continued to sensitize community on compliance to pay taxes to council by business houses. Number 2, which is fees and charges, we had a negative variance of 189,543. This unfavorable variance was largely due to low absorption of service charges. In this case, we had collection of survey diagrams by the community. Action taken, the local authority continued to sensitize Number 3, we had licenses, where we had a negative variance of 64,000 of our community. Action taken, the council management continued to sensitize the community on compliance to pay to council by business houses. Number 4, we have levies, 43,673. Large compliance levels of our local and taken compliance to pay the taxes. Community on compliance to pay taxes to council by by business houses. Under other grants, we had a negative government and rural development funds are launching of the and made sales in amounts of 93,307. Cause of query of union dues and LASIF by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development caused this query. Action taken, the local authority adjusted the debt by reducing the deducted amount. Number 9, other receipts, where we had a positive variance of 159,611. And this favorable, the favorable receipts under receipts were due to interest that accrued on the CDF revolving fund. Action taken, the funds in question were added to the 2024 loans budget and were paid to beneficiaries. Share Part 2 of this query is relating to failure to spend. The cause of query, the council management acknowledges the observation made by the auditor. The failure to spend 3,355,523 was due to funds being committed to ongoing projects as contractors delayed to execute works. Furthermore, December 2023 Local Government Equalization Fund was received on the 29th of December 2023, and the component for personal emoluments was only spent in January 2024. Action taken here, the council management has since spent and 655,523, leaving a balance of 979,743.57 ingwe committed to ongoing capital projects. And this is highlighted further in a table that is provided. And however, Chair, you can also refer to Appendix 3. Remedial measure. Going forward, the Council will generate all local revenue, including reminding the Ministry to send the funds at the same time and ensure the funds are spent on time within the financial year. Further, a revenue collection system, dubbed Cyberdesk, is set to be deployed by March 2025 to help prepare a more realistic budget using an updated database and trend analysis. This shall be supplemented by seeking approval for budget adjustments where factors seem to hinder target achievement. Part B, annual performance of the...
You can skip this one.
Thank you, Chair.
It's part of the... It's been answered in the query that you just from reading. So you can state the next query on page 7 and go to your management response on page 9.
Thank you, Chair, for your guidance. We have deliverable targets, outputs not achieved. Management response. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations and wishes to state that the targets not achieved were due to various reasons as tabulated below. So the first key output and output indicator was Council Ventures operationalized, and we had a variance of 50%. Cause of query, this was due to construction of bar and restaurant which did not finish on time. Action taken. Management has made considerable progress on the project with only fixtures and fittings remaining. The second key output was the number of roller shutters installed, which stood at 0%. The cause of query was largely due to procurement issues as vendors submitted quotations above the budget. Action taken. Management replaced the roller shutters. Number 3, key output, was number of ramps constructed, which stood at 0%. The cause of query, this was largely due to procurement issues as vendors submitted quotations above the budget. Action taken, management used force account method and constructed the ramps at public places as planned. Number 4 was kilometer of roads graded, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to lack of earth-moving equipment. Action taken, 20 kilometers of roads, 20 kilometers of roads were graded in 2024 after acquisition of a suite of earth-moving equipment through the Constituency Development Fund. Key output number 5, number of community-led total sanitation trained, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken, 17 ward development members benefited from a 2024 training initiative on borehole maintenance, which also covered CLTS. Key output number 6, number of hand pump toolkit centers created, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to lack of capacity to acquire the toolkits as partners transforming rural livelihoods sponsored by the African Development Bank could not support the local authorities as planned. Action taken, the council management encouraged the WASH groups to utilize and take care of the previously distributed toolkits. Key output number 7, number of pets registered, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to limited information by community members on dog registration. Action taken, council management intensified community sensitization and managed to register 32 dogs in 2024. Key output number 8, number of center registers established. This also stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken, the registers were established in 2024 and are available for verification. Output number 9, number of fire safety building inspections conducted, which also stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to a lack of fire officers to carry out the intended fire safety building inspections. Action taken, the local authority awaits guidance on the employment of fire officers from the Local Government Service Commission. Output number 10, procurement plan developed, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, this was due to failure to avail the procurement plan at the time of audit. Action taken, the procurement plan for 2023 is available for audit verification. And key output number 11 was website procured, which stood at 0%. Cause of query, failure to procure a website is attributed to the initiative by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide websites to all local authorities. Action taken, the council management has been operationalizing the website by ensuring timely publication of important council information like audit, financial statements, and approved CDF projects. Chair, I'll also guide you to see appendix number 2. Remedial measures. The local authority will conduct quarterly reviews of planned targets to ensure timely action and achievement of objectives, as failure to meet these targets may compromise service provision. Furthermore, targets will be formulated with careful consideration of the available resource allocation. C, we have management of local government equalization fund, 20% for capital projects. Management response here. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the query relating to the unimplemented projects arose from various reasons as tabulated below. The first detail is on working capital. Working capital for bar and restaurant. The budgeted amount was 338,883. Cause of query, this was due to delay in completion of infrastructure for commercial ventures, which included bar, restaurant, and butchery. Action taken, management undertook the investment in a phased manner, starting with recapitalization of the butchery. Furthermore, considerable progress has been made in the bar and restaurant project, with only fixtures and fittings remaining. Detail number 2 is on website, which stood at 49,000. Cause of query, this was due to the initiative by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to provide websites to all local authorities. Action taken, the council management has operationalized the website and is ensuring timely publication of important council information like audited financial statements and approved CDF projects. Detail number 3 is ramps at public places, which stood at 40,000 kwacha. Cause of query, this was largely due to procurement issues as vendors submitted quotations above the budget. Action taken, management used force account method and constructed the ramps at public places as planned. Detail number 4 is on roller shutters, which was budgeted at 100,000. Cause of query, this was largely due to procurement issues as vendors submitted quotations above the budget. Action taken, management replaced the roller shutters in 2024. Detail number 5 is on the valuation roll update, which stood at 150,000. Cause of query, failure to update the valuation roll was due to the lengthy consultation process with the local community. Action taken. The valuation surveyor was appointed in 2024 by the local authority. Furthermore, awareness meetings with valuation surveyor and community leaders were held. The local authority earmarks to conclude the process in 2026. Number 6 is acquisition of land harbor, which stood at 50,000. Cause of query: failure to acquire land was due to inability to reach consensus with traditional landowners. Action taken: the local authority has continued to dialogue with traditional leaders on the need to allocate land to council. And Chair, I will direct you to see appendix number 2. Remedial measure: the local authority will conduct quarterly reviews on planned targets to ensure timely action and achievement of objectives, as failure to meet these targets may compromise service provision. Furthermore, targets will be formulated with careful consideration of available resource allocation. Chair, I move on to section B, cross-cutting issues. And appendix 1, audit opinion, management response. The council management will continue to prepare financial statements that show a fair view of the state of affairs of the local authority. Appendix 2, budget funding and expenditure. Management response. Cause of query: council management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors. The failure to spend 3,355,523 was due to funds being committed to ongoing projects. Furthermore, the December 2023 Local Government Equalization Fund was received on December 29, 2023, making it challenging to disperse the component for personal emoluments before the close of the year. Action taken: the council management has since spent 2,375,779.43 ngwe out of 3,355,523, leaving a balance of 979,743.57 ngwe committed to ongoing capital projects. This breakdown is provided in the table below, and I also lead you to see appendix number 3. Remedial measure: going forward, council will ensure that funds are spent on time, especially with the latest amendment to the Public Procurement Act that encourages the start of procurement process without waiting for funds being available. Appendix 13, failure to inscribe assets. Management response: the council management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors. The cause for failure to inscribe assets is attributed to liquidity challenges. Action taken: the council management invited the provincial office equipment officer who provided the inscription service for the newly acquired assets. See appendix number 4. Remedial measure: going forward, council will ensure that procured goods are inscribed timely. Appendix 15, overemployment of staff. Management response: we'll go straight to cause of query. The council management acknowledges the observation made by the auditors. The cause of overemployment was due to council receiving more officers than provided for by the structure. Action taken: the council management has written recommendation letters to Local Government Service Commission to realign the staff within existing establishment. See appendix number 5. Remedial measure: going forward, the council management will ensure to engage the Local Government Service Commission for realignment of members of staff. Appendix 23, poor management of waste. Cause of query: council management acknowledges the observations made by the auditors. The cause of poor management of council dump site was largely due to lack of equipment to compact solid waste at the dump site. Action taken: The council management, through the 2024 CDF allocation, acquired a suite of earth-moving equipment which is used, among other things, to collect waste more efficiently, and manage the dump site. To secure the premises, a gate was also installed at the entrance of the dump site. Chair, I lead you to seeing Appendix 6. Remedial measure. Going forward, council management will ensure the waste collection and dump site management plan are followed. Appendix 28. Failure to settle statutory and other obligations. Cause of query. The council acknowledges the observation made by the auditor on non-payment of the debt due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. Management has devised a debt liquidation plan and has since sent proposals to Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, National Pension Scheme Authority, NAPSA. The council management awaits feedback on the matter. Furthermore, management is exploring penalty waivers policy from NAPSA, which is likely to reduce the debt burden once realized. See Appendix number 7. Remedial measure. Council management will endeavor to pay obligations as and when they fall due to avoid further accumulation of debt. Appendix 29. Failure to settle staff obligations. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to report that non-payment of statutory obligations was due to liquidity challenges. Action taken. The council management has so far made part payment amounts totaling to 160,739 towards the staff obligations. See the box file marked Payment Vouchers, Salary Arrears. Remedial measures. Council management will endeavor to pay obligations as and when they fall due to avoid further accumulation of debts. Appendix 31. Management of Local Government Equalization Fund. Management response. As in cause of query, council management acknowledges the observation made by auditors. The failure to spend 5,284,752 was due to funds being committed to ongoing projects. Action taken. The council management spent 2,611,078 ngwe in 2023, and an additional 1,687,947 and 98 ngwe in 2024, leaving a balance of 979,743 and 57 ngwe committed to ongoing capital projects. This is further broken down in the table below. See Appendix 3 and the box file marked Payment Vouchers, Capital Projects for further evidence. Remedial measures. Going forward, the council will ensure that funds are spent on time, especially with the latest amendment to the Public Procurement Act, to encourage the start of procurement process without waiting for funding. Appendix 33. Failure to establish firefighting services. Cause of query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observation and wishes to state that the recruitment of firefighters was suspended by Local Government Service Commission as guided in a letter dated 29 August 2023 with reference number LGSC/101/4, and there has been no further guidance. Action taken. The council management has since written a letter to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development to request for firefighting equipment as we await for guidance on the recruitment of fire officers from the Local Government Service Commission. You can see Appendix 8. Remedial measure. Council will ensure that firefighting services are established once guidance is provided. That ends my report.
Thank you so much, CS, for your presentation. I now wish to invite points of clarifications from the honorable members of the committee. Honorable MP for Mufumbwe.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. And I would like to thank the CS for having taken us through. However, I have some points of clarifications that I may wish to ask Lukulu Town Council. I take you, Chair, to page 15.
15?
Yes. The query is Appendix 13, failure to inscribe the assets. And the value for this, or for these assets, was 507,771 kwacha. However, the council has told your committee that the failure to inscribe assets was attributed to the liquidity challenges that the council is facing currently. And you have also heard that most of the problems that Lukulu Council has is issues to do with the liquidity challenges. I want to find out from CS how much was the cost of inscribing these assets. What was the total cost? You have told your committee that they have been inscribed. I wanted to find out what was the total cost. How much did you pay for the person who came from the province to do this job?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. According to what we had budgeted for 2023, the total cost was coming to 507,771. However, I would, with your permission, Chair, like the Director of Finance to give the figures.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair, for that question. The question relates to how much we spent on the logistics for the officers that came to inscribe the assets, and that was about 30,000 kwacha. However, I don't know, with your permission, Chair, that was an operational, that was coming from operational budget. So despite having the 507 spent on the capital projects, it's not possible to use it on the other operational side of the expenditure. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Kamondo Fola.
Yes, I need actually to be corrected if at all I'm wrong. Through you, Chair.
Yes.
These were assets, and these assets, the total cost for those assets was 507,771. That is the cost for the assets, and that is the value. So why I ask that question is because it took actually the auditors to go to Lukulu to remind them to inscribe these assets. You may be aware that government has been losing a lot of assets in this manner. For your own information, CS, we have a lot of even laptops that are missing from your councils. For the love of your country, we will not go ahead and lose these items which are costing the taxpayers' money, so much money. And the reason why you are supposed to inscribe them is to make sure that you know what you have. And in case, it's just like a number plate for a motor vehicle. That is how you are going to know and identify that type of asset. Now, when you look at the amount that we are going to lose, if at all we continued in this manner, we are going to continue losing more than 500. And the cost to bring someone to do this job is only 30,000 for logistics or whatever. Why don't we change as a country so that at least we start doing the right thing? I don't know, CS. How long have you been at Lukulu Council?
Chair, I have been in Lukulu for just under a month.
So, I think this one I'll just maybe advise. CS, we need you to do better. This type of mentality is wrong, and we should condemn it actually, so that people stop actually vandalizing or even actually pilfering from the same assets. So that's the reason why I asked, because if the cost is only 30,000, why should we talk about the liquidity issues? Because the amount which is involved in these assets is actually 500,000 kwacha. And if you to put it in terms of percentage, it's very little percent that you just need to do. Please, I think that one I just wanted to give you counsel, that I think we can do better than this, because these items have been done. If you could allow me now to go to my other question.
Please go ahead. There you have the microphone.
Yes. I have three. I think the second one is actually on poor management of waste. And this one is on page 18.
Page 18, poor management of waste.
Oh, page 16, yes, thank you, Chair.
Page 16.
Page 16. When you look at this, this is one of the issues also. We've been sitting actually here since January. This is one of the issues and the queries that that have affected most of the councils. So each and every council that we are attending to every day, they have got this problem. One of the challenges that they are talking about is that they've failed to find the place where they can put this waste, whatever, through the chiefs that have not, you have not been compromising very well with the chiefs. But here, that is not my query. My query is that you have talked about the remedial measures, and you also told us that the reason for this query largely was due to lack of equipment to compact solid waste at the dump site. And you have told us that you have bought some equipment that you are using. But among those equipments that you are using, I didn't see any equipment that you are using to compact so that you reduce actually this amount of waste. So I would like you to just demonstrate to us what you are using in order to do this, because this was a very big challenge. And then the other one, the last one maybe on this query, is that you have told this committee through this submission that on Appendix 6, let's just go to Appendix 6. Yes. And through you, Chair, I want to admit that indeed Lukulu Council have come up with very good measures which are encouraging. However, my point is that on page 126, on Appendix 6, page 126, I wanted to find out from you whether you have told this committee that reports to keep Zambia clean will be sent to the ministry, that is waste management reports, will be sent to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development every month. That's what you have said. So I've looked around in this document to find out whether there's any report to that effect. I didn't find any. Could you maybe help us to submit that report so that it would go very well with this very good report that you have given here? I went through it actually, the waste management report which you have come up with, Lukulu Council, is very good. But could you just give us another assurance that you are going to keep your words by what you have planned to do?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you very much for the wise counsel on the prudent utilization of of equipment and also inscription. And like we have already mentioned in our report, we intend to have our assets inscribed in time. As for the compaction of waste, Chair, we do have, we did not include in our report, but we have a manual drum compactor, which was initially meant for roads, but now we will be using it in the dump site, or rather we are using it in the dump site instead, but it is manual. We have to attach it to a truck for it to be pulled, and then it works effectively until a time when we are able to get a proper compactor. As for the waste management report, Chair, with your permission, I will allow, if you could allow the Director Planning to give more information.
Director Planning.
Thank you so much, Chair. And I appreciate the fact that you mentioned the report was okay. Of course, we do send reports like every month for Keep Zambia, as required by the provincial local government officer. Unfortunately, Chair, I must mention that we actually didn't come with one, but we can be able to request and avail it and know it's there at the office.
Is it on the same? Let me allow other honorable members to ask, then I'll give you a chance. Honorable Pavyuma.
Page 17.
Page 17.
Appendix 28. Failure to settle statutory and other obligations amounting to 2,569,412. On the cause of query, they are telling us that management acknowledges the observation and the observation made by the auditor on the non-payment of the debt due to liquidity challenges. On the action taken, they are telling us that management has devised a debt liquidation plan and has since sent proposals to Zambia Revenue Authority and National Pension Scheme Authority. The Council management awaits feedback on the matter. Furthermore, management is exploring penalty waivers policy from NAPSA, which is likely to reduce the debt burden once realized, and they've referred us to Appendix 7 as where their evidence is sitting. So may I take the committee to Appendix 7. The first document here on Appendix 7 is their letter to the Minister of Local Government, the Permanent Secretary, where they are submitting on the updated data for NAPSA returns. The second document is where they've written to NAPSA proposing the payment plan for the outstanding contributions, and they are saying they commit to be paying every month 10,000 kwacha, and this letter was written on 23rd September 2024. The next document is the liquidation plan for the outstanding debt for NAPSA. The next document is another letter written to Zambia Revenue Authority, which was written on 20th September 2024. They are also proposing a 10,000 every month towards the same. And also they've put the liquidation plan. So, Chair, my question here is, to CS, how do you expect ZRA or NAPSA to acknowledge such a plan? Because this is 2025 February, now we're going to March. You made a commitment, you have not made any single payment. And from 2024 September up to now, you are just seated waiting for the feedback, because there is no feedback here. And you have indicated in your report that you await feedback. No effort whatsoever that you are making towards these payments, because our expectation was that maybe as we are waiting, you begin payments so that they know that the client is serious. So what really is the issue?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. For that question, with your permission, I'll allow Director Finance to give further submission.
Director Finance.
Thank you, Chair. We take your counsel. Would have made some payments towards that, though our thinking was that we make a concrete agreement where they agree to it. But I think we've taken the counsel. Would have made payment to show our seriousness. Thank you.
Honorable Kalobo follow-up, then Honorable.
Chair, I'm not satisfied when they say we take your counsel. You as a local authority, you are also collecting fees, levies from people, and you make payment plans with people. And those who apply, when a period passes without themselves paying slowly, or they've not shown that even small amounts are being paid, do you consider them to be serious?
CS, you may respond.
Chair, like Director of Finance has mentioned, we are committed to making our payments. However, perhaps I could say it has been our lapse where we have not made any payments so far. However, Chair, we are committed to sticking to our payment plan as and when we get that response. However, that will not stop us from making further follow-ups.
Here, we want to be careful the way we use words. I have a problem when you say you are committed.
Hold on.
You have intentions
Honorable
to commit yourself, or
just hold on. There is a phone which is disturbing us. Can the owner attend to that phone and put it on silent? You may go ahead. Apologies for that.
I was saying you have a problem with the use of words here. We are not seeing your commitment. Are you committed, or you have intentions to commit yourselves? We'll be doing a report, so your words that you are submitting will be very key as we do the report. Do you have intentions to commit yourselves, or you are committed? So which one? Correct?
Honorable Kamondo, additional you can add.
Through the Chair, yes. I also wanted just to make a comment. Even the 10, we have had actually other councils. Of course, we cannot compare how much revenue Lukulu Council is getting per month with others. We cannot. But what we have seen with other councils, they've committed themselves, and they've even started actually even paying, which is actually what my colleague is talking about. But even when you look at the 10,000 which they have pledged to be paying to NAPSA as well as ZRA, I still feel it's not enough, because the amount of money that they owe ZRA and NAPSA are quite significant. I would have loved actually, if at all, of course there's that problem, if at all they could raise it a bit, and that would make sense, so that at least they're able. In any case, if you pay 10,000 from the amounts that we have here, which you have actually tabulated, the two, how many years is it going to take you to liquidate these statutory obligations? Don't you think that would be too much?
Yes, CS, you may respond. The question from Honorable Pavioma is, are you committed or you intend to commit?
Chair, again, allow me to ask Director of Finance to respond.
Director of Finance, you may go ahead and respond.
Thank you, Chair. As earlier explained, we are committed, except that we have the liquidity challenges we keep explaining about, looking at the resource envelope at hand and also the gaps in terms of funding. So we have challenges to actually commit more. Would have loved to commit more, like the House has actually advised that if we pay 10,000 per month, how long is it going to take? This debt, I would also want to mention that it's historic, and it is actually a two-way side. There's the staff obligation side of it, as well as the statutory obligation side of it. And so what is happening is that most of the commitments and most of our capacity goes more on the other side of staff obligations. So it's just an issue where we have to commit to actually share the resources halfway. Half goes to staff obligations and the other half must be directed to statutory obligations to actually show the commitment. So the fact is that we are committed. It's only liquidity issues that derail our commitment. Thank you.
Let's test your commitment, Director of Finance. Let's go to page 131. You're there?
Yes.
Yes, so show us your commitment. On 131, there's your proposed liquidation plan, outstanding NAPSA payments. Date 1st September, okay, we'll go to 31st September 2024. You propose to pay a 10,000 kwacha. Did you make that payment?
No, Chair.
In October, you proposed to pay a 10,000 kwacha, October 2024. Did you pay?
No, Chair.
The same for ZRIA. If we go to the next page. This document was made by yourselves. The payment plan was made by yourselves. You are telling this committee that you are committed. We are interrogating your payment plan. Why didn't you pay as per your proposed plan, if indeed you are committed as a local authority? Yes.
Chair, as I had earlier indicated, the lapse was with us. We sincerely apologize for that. However, we will start making those payments.
The problem is we don't want to admit documents for the sake of you answering queries. We want to see Lukulu Town Council making efforts to dismantle the mountain. These are statutory obligations. Honorable Pavioma.
Sure, maybe a simple question again. The director is telling us that this is a historical debt. Are you current with the current debt? Have you been paying? The ones you've been have you been paying?
Currently, we've been paying.
Where is the evidence?
So for currently, it was not debt, but it was actual payments for personal.
Yes, with the actual payments, the current ones. Where are the receipts?
So we can avail them in the due course. We did not carry them because they were not queried, but we can avail them in the due course.
Is it you paying, or is the ministry which is deducting at source?
There are a few dues that are deducted at source, that is LASIF and Zulao, but for ZRA and NAPSA, we pay on our own. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, we'll need to see evidence of that. You are directed to submit at least even 3 payments to Secretariat so that we see that you are indeed current and making commitments. Honorable Kamondo.
Yeah, it's on the same, but the following one, the staff obligations.
Yes, please go ahead.
On the staff obligations, I've been struggling, your member has been struggling to look at the other documents, the supporting documents, which are on the box file. We have been actually told to see box file, marked payment vouchers, salary arrears. But the way your box file here, it has been made, it's very difficult to get those vouchers. I've struggled here to go through those so that I can maybe, if the council can demonstrate to your committee where these vouchers are, so that we maybe look at them, because this is another commitment that they have indicated that so far they've paid an amount of 160,739. So I've been struggling actually to look at those vouchers, to find them where they are. It has been a problem. Maybe if we CS, you can demonstrate to us and show us exactly where and when you made these payments, totaling to 160,739.
Yes, are you able to guide the committee to show the evidence that indeed this 160,000 was paid?
Chair, my apologies to the honourable member. The box file you are looking at is the one which has the other vouchers. The one with payment, the salary arrears, is the other one, the grey one.
Kindly give the CS the box file.
No,
Give her the one she's saying that has the information. You can give the CS so that she's able to.
Point of interjection, Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
I have a problem with that evidence. They just came with it this morning, and if they sit there to start guiding, we'll just be agreeing what we are not confirming. Because even the same documents, payment vouchers, bank statements, they are supposed to be scrutinized. So they knew the practice that they were supposed to provide so many copies for all the witnesses sitting here so that we scrutinize. So I have a problem even when they start guiding.
The CS had asked for permission to admit the two box files and the addendum from the chair, and I gave them the permission. So the two vouchers and the addendum are part of the deliberations this morning. So in terms of the evidence that we are looking for, are you able from there to point to it, give Secretariat to show the honourable member so that we see that you have indeed paid towards the same? Give Honorable Kamondo, is the one asking that question.
You want to the chair?
Of course, I want you to be satisfied first. As Honorable Kamondo is looking at the vouchers, do we have any other question? Honorable Dr. Mwanza?
Thank you, Chair. Apologies for coming late. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency in Petaukei district of the Eastern Province. I'm not so sure what I'm going to ask, if it has been tackled before, but it will be guided. Page 19.
Page 19?
Page 19 on unspent funds. There's
979,743 kwacha 57 ngwe. That is under management of Local Government Equalization Fund. We are referred to Appendix 3. Appendix 3, there's a ledger, a main one, which I can say summary. On this summary, the title is Lukulu Town Council, breakdown of brought forward. And 2023, 20% Local Government Equalization Fund. And the amount in brackets is 5,284,762.52. The first point I need clarification is from the title here, where you're saying breakdown of balance brought forward. Are you referring to the balance brought forward as in page, page 2? Page 2 of the submission. Page 2, when we're doing the budget and income analysis, it was realized that in addition to the local revenue resources and also government support, in addition, operation funds amounting to 3,594,153 were brought forward from the previous year, bringing the total funds available to 18,141,498. So my question is, are you explaining through Appendix 3, looking at the title to say breakdown of balance brought forward, are we referring to the balance brought forward as in page 2?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. The Director of Finance can highlight that better.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. Just guidance, we are referring to the balance brought forward on the table on page 18. If you allow me to take the House to page 18.
Page?
Page 18.
18.
Appendix 13, Management of Local Government Equalization Fund. There is a table there where we are looking at the 20% component and not the total balance as a consolidated figure. So column number 6, there's an amount brought forward for capital projects of 2.7. That's the breakdown we are talking about. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, therefore I can proceed with my follow-up questions. So the amount brought forward from page 18 is 2,703,720. So this is the one that you are accounting for in this table on Appendix 3. Now, Appendix 3, can you show us how the balance brought forward is arriving to that 2,701,000? Because balance brought forward, we are looking at the previous year. So in your table, you have year 2021, like the first project, balance on dump site 1, balances mechanical workshop. They have got 2021, 2021, 2022, 23, 24, just like that. So because we're dealing with the fiscal year 2023, therefore balance brought forward is the unspent funds from the previous year. We don't mind whether it's 2022 or it is 2021, but from the previous years. So when I add the balance from the previous year of 2021 up to 2022 till line number 5, serial number 5, the balance brought forward is only 138,256. So how do you explain that balance brought forward? Is it just explain.
Yes.
Again, Chair, I would ask the Director of Finance.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. That's actually a fact, as alluded to by the Honorable Member, except that we had some accumulation of funds from the time 20% started, which were being attributed to the budgeted amounts vis-a-vis the procured amounts. So there were funds that were not yet allocated to projects because they were saved from the process of the budgets versus the procured amounts in the previous years, which were actually allocated in 2024. An example of such is the phase 4 of the the business complex on line number 15 in the table.
Okay, through you, Chair.
Yes, please.
The unspent funds 979,743 as per Appendix 3. You have now isolated to have a ledger, separate ledger for each project under Appendix 3. For the first table has 15 projects, but the ledgers that you have provided per project, I only find 12 projects. First ledger is construction of a business complex at the bus station under phase 2. And the second one is completion of council dump site phase 2. So if you check through the projects that are on the main table, there are 15. Then the ledgers you have provided only for 12. And the second question on this one is you have indicated that some projects are done. Do we have completion certificates attached to your document?
Yes, you may respond.
Thank you, Chair. We do have completion certificates for the completed projects, and these are provided in the addendum. However, as observed by the Honourable Member, we have 15 projects which are in Appendix number 3, and 3 of those have not been done. Like as already indicated in our report earlier, these were the website of course, because the ministry had provided us with the website which we're currently using, and then the valuation role, which we are already working on and we intend to have completed by 2026. And then there's the acquisition of the land harbour, where we are still engaging with the local leadership. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, please.
I need just clarity. I just pick any of these projects that you have given a ledger. For example, the first one, construction of a business complex at bus station under phase 2. This project is apparently, I think, serial number 3 on the main ledger, right? The total sum from the total sum on the isolated ledgers is 549,765 and 99. When I look at the main ledger under serial number 3, the sum is above 500. Is 552,677. Why the opening balance is different as the presentation in the main ledger. This kind of this repeats itself actually in many of the ledgers for individual projects. You show a higher amount in the main ledger, but when you zero in to that particular project, you start with a lower balance. So it eventually affects the total unspent funds, the amount.
Yes.
The Director of Finance can give further clarification.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. That is a fact, as alluded to by the Honourable Member, but I just wanted to explain that the amounts in the main table relate to the budget provision. However, the amount on the ledger relate to the actual procured amount. So that is why there are those lapses. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Kamondo, have we gone through the...
Yes, I've gone through the ledgers, and the way they have done it, that's how it's supposed to be. However, I would advise that next time they bring them at once so that your members are able to go through them and we don't waste time to ask on the evidence which is not provided.
Thank you so much. Lukulu Town Council, I wish to thank you for our meeting today, which has shown that you still face challenges in governance, financial and operational matters, as highlighted in the Auditor's General Report. These include, number one, in revenue collection deficit. The Council has failed to collect the budgeted locally generated revenue due to negative variances in 6 of the 8 revenue streams. Number two, unspent funds of 3,355,523 kwacha remained unspent due to delays in project execution and commitments to ongoing projects. Number three, failure to settle statutory obligations. The Council owed ZRA, NAPSA and other obligations totaling 2,569,412 kwacha by the end of 2023. Number four, poor waste management. Lack of compacting equipment led to open air burning and delayed waste collection. Number four, lack of emergency services. The Council has not yet established firefighting services or acquired rescue ambulances and marine rescue equipment. The committee would therefore recommend as follows. Number one, that you implement better compliance measures and strategies to increase local revenue collection. Number two, completion of infrastructure projects. Ensure timely execution of projects, including those budgeted under the Local Government Equalization Fund. Number three, improvement of waste management, sourcing alternative solutions for waste disposal and securing compacting equipment. Number four, debt repayment plan. Expedite follow-ups with relevant authorities to address outstanding statutory obligations. we would also want to see that you begin paying. It shows commitment through payments of the plan that you've produced. You don't produce a plan and say we intend to pay so much next month. Next month comes, you don't pay. The state actors will think that you're not committed and hence will not respond to you. Emergency services development, prioritize the establishment of firefighting services and procurement of essential rescue equipment. Lastly, on the presentation of evidence, I did allow you to submit payment vouchers, as alluded to Honorable Kamondo. Next time, ensure that these are circulated as part of the addendum so that honorable members can have the opportunity to scrutinize your evidence as you present your report. Finally, is lifted, meaning that what you say beyond this is on your own discretion. We wish you well, and can you go back to Lukulu and continue to enhance service delivery for the benefit of the residents of Lukulu. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Chair. Thank you, members.